Welcome to Lagos, the startup capital of Nigeria. Today, we bring you the story of the first of its kind, the Female Founders and Funders Program. The primary goal of this program is to address and ultimately close the gender gap within the founders and investment ecosystem. It aims to foster an environment where an increasing number of female founders are building startups and confidently pitch their groundbreaking ideas to investors. Simultaneously, it seeks to empower and amplify the presence of credible female investors who are ready to write the necessary checks to support these ventures. The Idea Hub program is an 8 to 12-week incubation program designed to support idea and early-stage tech-enabled ventures. Since its inception, it has equipped founders with skills, networking opportunities, and mentorship from industry experts. Over 8 editions, we've seen incredible growth and success stories.
My name is Feisha Alayande. I'm the Acting Executive Secretary for Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. The 9th edition of our Idea Hub program, we decided to do an all-female program, both on the funder side and the founder side. A member of my team, my head of Lagos Innovates, came to me with that, and I thought it was a no-brainer. Because at that point, we didn't even realize that a lot of the submissions for Idea Hubs in the previous cohorts happened to be men, literally 80–90% men. Surprisingly, when we put this out and we said only female, we literally got a lot of applications, over 120 applications. And that was the catalyst we needed, the affirmation we needed that we're onto something.
The Female Founders and Funders Program came out of a very informal discussion where I sat with people on the government side lamenting about the disparity of funders when it came to women. And at that point, I mentioned that that problem goes beyond just the founders. A lot of spotlight has been on founders and making sure that women are rightly represented. So the genesis of this came from a very informal, but very, very intense discussion that has now led to a program which has impacted so many women in terms of their understanding, in terms of their risk, and in terms of their appetite and deliberateness to become investors and funders.
The German Development Corporation especially has a strong focus on female empowerment worldwide, and we are very happy to bring in these expertise into the Female Founders and Funders program. With this, the program can leverage, participants can leverage on international networks and expertise. The Female Founders and Funders program aligns seamlessly with other intervention and activities of GIZ in the field of economic development and female empowerment and gender parity.
So closing the gender gap generally is of crucial importance to Banwa and Ighodalo. I mean, separate from issues around social justice and all of that, when you even look at, I would say, selfish reasons, 2 jump out at me. The first one will be that if you look at the face of law practice today, it's changing. And so if the face of law is changing, then we have a responsibility to ourselves that closing that gender gap in industry so that the face of industry can also change. And so that when we look at the captains of industry, we see people who look like ourselves in future.
What interested me the most about an all-female cohort, I think it's actively trying to address gender disparities, actively trying to close the gender gap by providing targeted support to women who often face unique challenges when it comes to funding and resources. The biggest key lesson that I hope that the participants take away from the masterclasses is funding, right? Being able to understand the different types of funding, the different techniques to fundraising, and the different stages of businesses and the funding that is peculiar to that stage, being able to be investment ready, and learning how to pitch your business.
Yeah, so I think the program is an excellent program that with the benefit of hindsight, it's something that should have been maybe put together and was happening maybe 10 years ahead of now. But that said, it's a great initiative, and I think it's going to put a lot of female founders in the right pipeline and pathway to good progress. And this will help them to also gain traction and leverage networks and understanding of what investors are looking out for.
I decided to be a mentor for the Female Founders and Funders program because I love giving back. I love the work that LSTF is doing in terms of social development around Lagos. And I believe it was an opportunity for me to give back my experience and my knowledge to other female founders to make sure that they succeed. So I think one that stood out to me was one of my mentees had to do a pitch, and just helping her refine her pitch deck, her idea, her narrative, her monetization, and just her route to scale was really commendable, because by the time we finished her pitch deck and she pitched, it sounded like a different person, and she felt more confident to be able to implement that idea.
Meet 3 of our exceptional female founders and funders: Toun, Tunde and Jos, Folake Kofo-Idowu, and Olarewaju Oniyitan. These women represent the spirit of innovation and resilience.
Hi, my name is Toun Tunde Andrews, and I'm the founder of On Culture. Where we are in our journey as On Culture, the Startup 101 was an excellent introduction. You already knew what to expect, and everything else after that was sort of an expansion on the summary of what the Startup 101 was. Favorite was on product-led growth, on the ESG, and then also in the legal framework. But I think that the pre-pitch, if you could say that you gave 150% attention to a session, it was that one. Why? One, we knew the pitch was coming, the pre-pitch exercise was coming. But more than anything, it was also a way to see, are we ready? Everything that we have been taught, are we ready?
My name is Olarewaju Oniyitan, and I'm the founder and CEO of Holistic Business Solutions. The major challenges that are innate to women, the first is the fact that because we want to tend to take care of the home, take care of ourselves, and then the business, we find it difficult to separate ourselves. And so one of the critical challenge is, as an investor, is to find deals where women have really been able to separate the business from themselves, especially at the pre-seed stage.
I'm Folake Kofo-Idowu, the founder and CEO of EAO.
Being part of an all-female cohort feels amazing because there is the level of similarity that we have, Challenges women have, the biases women face is different from what men face. Women have a holistic view of how we solve problems, and it's just amazing to be in that kind of cohort and community.
The journey of the Female Founders and Funders program is a testament to the power of collaboration and impact. Our vision is to continue empowering female founders and investors and fostering a thriving ecosystem in Lagos.
The message to other aspiring female funders is to not be afraid to leverage, always ask, and as a founder, do not walk alone. Leverage resources, technology, mentorship, and pull somebody along to mentor.
The future of the Female Founders and Funders program is to replicate this beyond this year. We're making sure that we plan for this year on year, and we're even looking at making sure the younger youth in Lagos State actually benefit from this system. We're going to see if we can take it to universities so that as they're coming out of university, they know what they need to do to actually get that idea. They're encouraged to realize there's an ecosystem that's willing to accept them, to have that idea, build that idea, and birth that idea to its minimum viable product. So we're going to take it beyond this cohort and make sure we replicate this across board.
Thank you for joining us on this journey. Together, we are building an equitable future for the startup and investment ecosystem.